4 areas to focus on if you want to actually make money online this year. That's what today's video is about. Let's get to it. If you're new to the channel, I kicked off this year with an online income challenge. The idea is to focus on building the skills that we need to make the internet deposit cash into our bank account each and every day instead of relying on the 9 to 5. If that's your kind of thing, then subscribe to the channel, follow along. Now, when I first announced the online income challenge, I had some folks reach out to me about my thoughts on certain online businesses. What did I think about drop shipping, or print on demand, or faceless YouTube video channels, or online courses, or how about affiliate marketing? And some of these I like better than others for sure. But my current thinking about all of them is that they are peripheral to what a budding online entrepreneur should really be focused on. In other words, I want to answer this question. Is there a core skill set that I can work on developing that will increase my chances of success in any one of these online businesses? And is there a framework I can use to help me decide which of these businesses has good potential? I think there is, and I think it's found in good old-fashioned business development strategy. From my perspective, there are 4 key areas of focus, 4 places to spend some time before we launch whatever endeavor we try to do here that can make our chances of making money online so much better. Even if, and maybe especially if, we are a beginner. If you skip this pre-launch framework and just try to jump into an online business, you may show up to that business looking like this. A bit scrawny, a little confused. But if you take the time to go through this pre-launch framework, you can show up like this, feeling much more confident. I mean, look at how awesome you're gonna look. Playing that crazy flute thing, dude? All right, this is how it's gonna work. I'm going to introduce the 4 areas in this video, and then my next videos will be doing deep dives into each one. In those, I'll share with you the techniques I'm using as well as the assignments I'm giving myself, and I'll invite you to do the same. If you go through the whole thing with me and actually do the assignments as well, then by the end of those deep dive videos, you'll have identified multiple profitable products in different niches and mapped out how to make sales. Then you can start with the one that you feel best about. So here are my 4 focus areas: writing sales copy, identifying niche and customer avatar, product selection, and sales and marketing strategy, which I guess we can call whips. That's cool. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you're liking this video, I would really appreciate you giving it a like and subscribing to the channel. Thank you, and let's get back to it. Let's start with sales copy. If you don't know what sales copywriting is, it's basically content that gets people to buy. If you are a good sales copywriter, you're good at understanding a targeted customer. What do they do? What are their desires, their fears, their hopes, etc.? And using that understanding to craft a message that persuades them to perform an action, like clicking a link, or signing up for a newsletter, or purchasing a product. Now, most sales professionals will tell you that most consumers' purchasing decisions are emotional. Dale Carnegie, author of How to Win Friends and Influence People, famously said, "When dealing with people, remember that you're not dealing with creatures of logic, but creatures of emotion." A good copywriter taps into that emotion and sells. Now, I understand there are some ways to make money online that don't require directly selling a product or service, but most do. And having a decent grasp of even the very basics of sales copywriting will help us create more engaging content, we'll write better ads, more persuasive emails, have higher converting landing pages and sales funnels. We'll create content that provokes buying and make more money because of it. Before we move on, I think it's fair to criticize the fact that this is the first point I'm introducing in the framework, where in reality, we won't be writing copy to sell our products until after we complete the other steps. But here's the thing. By thinking about sales copywriting from the beginning, we're not just preparing to write better ads or create more engaging content, we're also tuning our minds to think from the perspective of our customers. This early focus will help us make more informed decisions in the later stages, from selecting the right products to tailoring our marketing strategy. So while the actual writing might come later, the skills and mindset of a copywriter are foundational and should be developed right from the start. Let's move on to identifying our niche and customer avatar. And by the way, it's pronounced niche. People out there trying to be fancy, calling it niche. But if you want to say the riches are in the niches, which everyone does, you gotta say niche. Now, we can choose our niche and avatar first and then select products to fit. Or we can select the product first, which will determine our niche, and then we select the avatar. I'll discuss this more in future videos. Selecting your niche and customer avatar seem like the same thing, but they really aren't. Niche selection is incredibly important because the market you choose to sell in is the most important thing to consider when going into business for yourself. There's the classic gotcha question in business education that goes something like, if you were to open up a hot dog stand, what would be the most important factor for success? Now think about that. What would you say? Well, most people usually say something like, well, it's the quality of the ingredients, or how good the hot dogs are, how soft the buns are, or the toppings, or maybe it's the price point. But the real answer is that you set your stand up in front of a starving crowd. You can have the best hot dogs in the world, but if there's no one around that's hungry for a hot dog, you ain't gonna last very long. Conversely, you could have a pretty mediocre hot dog, and if you are there in front of a starving crowd, you're probably gonna make some sales. We need to go into a niche where there is a starving crowd. Avatar selection is the idea of describing who your ideal customer is inside that niche. If you're in the pet niche, for example, then it may be, depending on the product or service you're selling, it may be too broad to say, I'm targeting pet lovers. You may have better success targeting a specific group of pet lovers, say those 25 to 65-year-old males who really love cats. They would then be our customer avatar inside of the pet niche, and we would create our sales copy with them in mind. The better we can understand our customer avatar, the more effective our sales copy can be, and the better positioned we are to make sales. Product selection is the next area. We need to identify products that our avatar is going to love. Now, products here can mean a lot of things, right? It could be a physical product that you plan to drop ship to your avatar. It could mean an online course teaching your avatar exactly what they need to know, or selling a community membership. And you don't have to create the products, right? You can promote other people's products and earn a sales commission each time your avatar makes a purchase. That's called affiliate marketing. We can bring in experts on a topic to help us create a course. Here we'll craft our strategy for how to build products that our avatar is going to love. We'll also talk about how to do some basic product market fit analysis to get some level of comfort that products we choose have commercial value. On a separate note, when it comes to product selection, I think a lot of people make the mistake of getting excited about promoting a single product to their avatar. But unless that single product is ultra high ticket, they sell themselves short. If we clearly understand our avatar, then we should be able to identify more than one product they'll be interested in and create a value ladder. The better we get at identifying products that our avatar will be interested in, the more opportunity there is for us to increase our customer lifetime value and therefore our piggy banks. The last focus area is going to be to identify our sales and marketing strategy. In other words, what are the platforms we are going to leverage to reach our avatars and build awareness of our products in their minds? And what tools are we going to use to actually make sales? We'll have to learn the unique features of these platforms and plan how to make use of them. In this stage, we'll map out the journey our avatar will go through to take them from not knowing we exist to happily purchasing our products. How do we first grab their attention? What kind of content will nurture their interest? How do we persuade them to make a purchase? And importantly, how do we keep them coming back for more? It'll be a mix of art and science, using creative content to draw them in and analytics to keep track of what's working and what's not. All right, guys, I'm excited about this. To get going on the process, check out this video here, as it will be our first video diving into effective sales copy. Remember, I hope you follow along in doing some of what I'm doing so that by the end of these deep dive videos, you have a list of viable businesses to choose from. So let's get to it.